Welcome to America Trends. I'm your host, Mary Burt-Godwin, coming to you from Loft 100 Studios in Carlsbad, California. It is Mental Health Awareness Month. We talk about that a lot on this show as it relates to businesses, sometimes sports, the entertainment industry, parenting, all the ways in which mental health, it's becoming a crisis, I believe, in this country. And I'm really happy that there's a whole month that we're talking about it, shedding light on it, maybe getting rid of some shame surrounding mental health issues. We have a couple guests on the show today to talk about this topic. And, you know, I really think that there's a good amount of talk about how, you know, there's not just, we need to be happy all the time, because good mental health doesn't mean you're happy all the time, because sometimes bad things happen. Sometimes we have to deal with grief and sadness and stress and some of the normal things that are a part of life. You can't have a good day if you don't have a bad day. I really don't like that bumper sticker that says no bad days, because sometimes, frankly, there are some bad days. There are some things that happen in our life that maybe we're not jumping up and down for, but it doesn't mean that we have to get derailed. We can talk about it. We can have support groups. We can go to therapists. We can practice gratitude, which is something we talk about a lot on this show, and some of our guests today are going to be talking about that. I do think it's an inside job. It takes a lot of hard work to focus on our mental health, and so I'm just glad that we, as a society, are focusing on this. There's a civic discourse that's happening at all levels, where people can talk about this and make it something that is not something to be shamed about. I know that there's a huge percentage of our youth that are struggling with mental health issues. I wonder how much, you know, now they have words for it, anxiety, depression, and it's now something that we can treat and talk about. Whereas when I was growing up, we just put on the radio and would cry to sad songs and maybe drink with our friends, but we didn't have tools to deal with it. But now we do, and it's, you know, becoming a part of our civic discourse, as I mentioned, and I'm really glad about that. So we're going to have some guests on the show to talk about it, and all month, let's talk about it, shall we? Okay. First, I'm going to talk about our trending topic of the day, which is something that makes me happy. It really, really does. So I am a big fan of the Smartless Podcast. This is a podcast that started back during COVID, starring three very famous celebrities: Sean Hayes, Will Arnett, and my favorite of all time, Jason Bateman, who is the star of Ozark. He was on my wall when I was a young lass, Teen Beat magazine or whatever it was. These guys are best friends in real life. Will Arnett and Jason Bateman were in the show Arrested Development together. I don't know how they hooked up with Sean Hayes, but anyway, the three of them are good friends in real life. They decided during COVID, hey, let's get together and start a podcast. And the podcast totally took off. It is now one of the top rated podcasts of all time. One of them picks a celebrity to come on the show, surprise the other two, and they interview a famous celebrity. George Clooney, they've had Joe Biden, they've had everyone under the sun talk on the show. And so then a few months ago, they went on tour and they went to do their show live in front of audiences, and a camera crew followed them. And now they're going to show this month, in a couple weeks, Smartless on the Road is a docuseries about when they took their show on the road. I think Will Ferrell is one of the people they interview. Matt Damon, one of my faves, David Letterman, gets interviewed. It's pretty cool. It's going to come out on May 23rd on HBO Max. Do you have HBO Max? Get it for this, or you don't listen to this, but I do. And it's just, I cannot wait for this. So let's go out with a clip from Smartless on the Road, and we'll be back right after this break.
Tape guy, right?
No, this is Thomas Jefferson.
Oh.
You're telling me there's going to be someone in every one of those seats?
We made a huge mistake.
I'm nervous.
You know what we have to say?
Oh.
Welcome to Smartless!
It started with just the three of us talking to one another.
It's shocking how little both of you know about anything.
Now we're going to go live on tour.
Please welcome Mr. David Letterman.
Kevin Hart. I asked you, is there a dress code? You said tuxedos and cool sunglasses.